We'll hit record in here. I'll turn on the encoder.
Yeah, I do have, do want to talk to you for within the 5 minutes. That's fine.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hang out for a sec.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Retro Detroit Nerdfighters podcast. My name is Ian the Well-Informed. I'm here with Kathy the CSA and Phil the Philibadger.
And if you intend to listen to this episode, you must do it by March 31st of 2021, or this will disappear forever.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I mean, if Nintendo can do it for Super Mario 3D All-Stars, we can do it for our show, can't we?
I would say that, hey, it's about time that we are sort of quote-unquote an all-star cast. I mean, this this is the 3-year anniversary, right?
I can't believe that. I can't
Sounds
believe
about
that.
right, actually.
It does not. It does not. It seems like.
So when we disappear this episode off the internet and only collectors have it stored on USB thumb drives, it'll become a prize coveted item on eBay, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah. So my name's Ray Williams Johnson, and I approve this message. No, but no, it's like, I mean, I just wanted to be here to report that the state of this podcast is pretty strong, keeping this pretty much alive. I mean, we're keeping it alive, of course, and depending on my situation with jobs and stuff, which situation with anyone's job right now is a bit lax. So
Well, but you know, but you do have jobs, so that's good.
yeah. So happy to report that so far this podcast is, I'm not 100% sure. I want to say out of the 100, 110, 120 podcasts on the network, this is probably now like the top 20 longest running podcasts on the network. So hey, nothing to laugh, nothing to sneeze at. So
I mean, any podcast that can last for 3 years, though, it must be doing something right.
yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, everyone's here.
I still can't believe it's 3 years. It does not seem like it. I remember the very
Mostly
first
because it
one.
feels like 70 years. We've done 70 years just this year, right?
Yeah.
We're in time.
Yeah, that's exactly. But yeah, like, hey, part of why I wanted to reason this podcast, it's like, I mean, we're getting close to like getting up to undercard numbers and getting close to being like one of those. And I'm just one of my favorite, like, and I'm sorry to put this on podcast, Kathy, but I remember I remember a time when you had asked me at one point, you had spilled drink all over the table, and I was like, with the clever remark, I was like, what was it?
Sure, it wasn't the first time it happened. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm absolutely sure it wasn't the last time it happened in those studios. So yeah.
I remember it was all over your notes too. You had like notes, like stuff that you wanted to do back then, and it was just like, oops, I guess you're freewheeling.
I was just like, thank you for getting my notes down to a T.
Yeah.
that was never recorded, and I just wanted to always
And you
point
know, it
that
was
out
me.
because it was probably my best off moment. But but yeah, like so like Dave, you've always you have podcasts like Tales of the Con Side, Tales of the Bar Side. Why not have like a podcast called Tales of the Pod Side that has
Go start one. There's
Start one?
only the number of projects in my head divided by number of hours in day. Yeah, dude, I don't even get. We don't even. Dude, we haven't even done a worst meatball sandwich ever in like a year and a half now. So yeah,
it's just
and we actually really liked that one.
I know you do it. It's all the voices and things that you very I love that too, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out there. So
Yeah.
because we need some happiness in this time.
Oh, no kidding.
But yeah,
You could just devote time to that every time. You could just devote like 5 minutes or something like that every time to your idea on your podcast.
on this one,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would only last like 5-10 episodes, but I think Tales of the Pod Side could.
Well, Serial
last.
only lasted for about 8 episodes, and people still talk about it. So
Yeah, true. And I mean, unfortunately, most of the stories that I would tell on something like that would probably lose me clients. So, seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I got you. But no, like, I mean, like the state of beside monetary, like, I mean, we are I'm at least going back to school and learning stuff like Linux and things along those lines, and we've kind of been in terms of numbers, I know that we've kind of been even keeled, but I think it's time that we try to grab a broader audience, build into the Linux space and other minority groups. I think that's. I think it's.
So what I'm hearing you saying is you want to do an episode devoted to Linux and our terrible experiences with it.
Yeah, we'll have a. I'll finally find out how to put a background. I'll put Charlie Brown and Linus there. So, but yeah,
You're outside of my knowledge zone when you start talking about that stuff. So, although I do like Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Linus.
yeah, I always like love-hate relationship with Peppermint Patty, of course, but
Understandable. Sure.
yeah, but yeah, but like, what's our first topic? Do we want to talk about
Okay, well, speaking of
Your
retro,
topics.
I'm going to let you do your thing. I'm going to go
Okay.
finish rewiring all my retro games because I'm trying to clean up all the damn wires that are sitting over there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, good luck.
Let me help you.
You know me, yeah, because you know me. Like I'm all about like cable wrapping and that guy. No, I just don't want the giant rat's nest that's clearly visible underneath the TV still visible. So yeah, have fun.
All right, thanks. But yeah, hardwired. I'm talking about me. But yeah, so what do we want to talk about first? Maybe like the new Scott Pilgrim game?
The new old Scott Pilgrim game.
Yes.
I know I'm excited for it.
I mean,
Actually, I mean, I did buy Scott Pilgrim for PlayStation 3, back in the day, but it's kind of stuck there now, and that doesn't seem like much fun.
Um, I mean, I personally liked it when it came out. I played it for a little bit. I'm sure that Kathy, your relatives have played it before.
I
It's
have
a beat 'em up.
no idea what you're talking about. Absolutely none.
Absolutely none. It-
No idea. It's a shocker. I know everybody is gasping. I know, but I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
um,
You don't know who Scott Pilgrim is?
it was a movie that came out in the 2010s that had a lot of video game references. And so the game is basically a genre called beat 'em up, where you're one character and you beat up many characters. That's all it is.
And Scott Pilgrim, for those for Kathy and anybody else who doesn't know, Scott Pilgrim is based on a manga series, where Scott Pilgrim wants to go date Ramona Flowers, but in order to do it, for he has to defeat her 7 evil exes in battle because manga. So
It's
and
a
then
book.
It's
It's
and
a
then
book.
the movie, and all of that's translated into a movie, with video game references up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And then
Is it like a cartoon
it
movie
didn't.
or is it real people? It's real
Real
It's
people.
live action.
actors. Oh,
It had Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim. Had a couple other famous names that we know. Had Chris Evans. Had who only does comic book movies apparently.
huh.
It had Ed Brie Larson, Aubrey Plaza.
Wow.
A big list of famous names that are famous now. It's kind of nice to see them as they were getting started.
Wow. And that was the name of the movie?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World was the movie.
Oh. I don't know how I just totally missed that one.
I mean,
A lot of
it
people
got-
missed it. It did do very well in the theater.
sold better as a what's it called? DVD Blu-ray, right?
I believe so, and then as a video game as well.
That's one of the few movies I did watch in theater and then buy on Blu-ray because of all the references. Yes.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean, they're two of the three people here are gamers, but
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's like you guys, your gaming community is the main audience for that.
yeah,
No,
for the
maybe?
most part.
There are people
Sorry.
who may not consider themselves gamers who like it. So, it's a well done movie, to begin with, even if video game references aside. I think they actually enhance the story, because it does take that approach. But really, at the end of the day, it's a story of Scott Pilgrim. He learns to grow up.
Oh, versing the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Always growing up is hard these days. Adulting is, I guess, hard. Correct?
It is.
And I meant to make this episode a little more uplifting, but I'm not doing that.
But adulting may be hard, but it does have its rewards.
Yes, it has people not question your authority. And that like didn't help me at all. Give me a moment.
You guys didn't have teenagers yet.
That
Did you
helps.
just say no one questioning your authority?
Ah,
Hmm. I
Oh, I'm
remember
not
those
looking forward to
days.
that age at all.
Yeah, I remember those days. No, you're right. Enjoy it now, Phil. Honestly, enjoy it now.
yeah, I am trying. um, no, so that's just a kind of novel game that I played in the past, but
Yeah,
I
and
don't
you
have
know, and
much
it
to
was
say
one of
about it.
those. Yeah, and the reason this is a big deal is this game was actually delisted from online marketplaces, for Xbox, for PlayStation. I don't know if it was ever on Steam or not, but it wound up getting delisted, and there's been, the internet's been wanting this game to come back and come onto modern platforms, and now they're getting their wish.
Yep,
It'll be
after
out
10,
Woohoo!
after. Yep, it'll be on Switch, on PS4, Xbox One. I think it's gonna be on Steam finally, and Stadia. If that's your thing, I guess. Um, I know I'm excited to have it on my Switch again
if
instead
I'm
of
gonna
having
get,
to dig out my PlayStation. Go ahead, Ian.
I mean, the only way I'm buying it is if it's a physical copy because we've seen that they took it off the market.
Mm-hmm.
And why why go after that again? There's no point.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there's a surprise announcement from Limited Run that this game will get a physical copy, but because this is an Ubisoft joint, I have my doubts that that'll ever happen.
Who knows? Maybe if this were a Capcom game, then we wouldn't be in this game wouldn't be in that situation, right?
No, because Capcom republishes their games all the time, every time they need cash.
Should be called Cash Cow. I don't know.
Thank you for saying. Thank you for saying a joke. I would say. I feel. Yes, Cashcom.
Cash
That
Cow?
is
I don't
that
know.
is. Um, that was pretty good. um,
I'm glad you like that.
um, what? But yeah. Give me a moment. I'm just going through my notes. So Phil, you had played some of Hyrule Warriors, correct? I
Um,
mean,
I played a little bit of it for when it was on the Wii U. I never got that far into it. I never did pick up the version for Switch. Kind of wondering now if I should because there's going to be a calamitous age approaching that might make that worthy.
I
But
mean,
I'm wondering, the thing that I'm wondering is, was this the new Breath of the Wild that was rumored, or is the Age of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity going to be its own thing, and then Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever that's going to be called is still coming?
Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity is its own thing. It was Breath of the Wild is when, and there's a minor spoiler in there. Link dies at one point. And so when you play Breath of the Wild, he gets resurrected. And when he gets resurrected, that's when you start playing that game. Age of Calamity is 100 years before that. Before
So
he
it's kind
died.
of okay. So it's Link in the age of, when Ganon first took over the castle, right?
Yep.
I need to finish Breath of the Wild.
It's a good game. I mean, it triggered my mischievous side, which I never thought I could play in a game, like a modern game. But you have no idea, Kathy.
No, but I know you have a mischievous side. It would be a pleasure to watch that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Quite entertaining. Mm.
Yeah, there were things you could do as Link, like you could. One example was there's these enemies that you have, and let's say there's this tree at one point that has a honeycomb with bees all around. If you shoot the honeycomb, the bees will attack the enemy. So, hey, you try to set up.
That is pretty mischievous.
You try to set up a trap that for the enemy, so that you get the picture.
The poor unsuspecting fellow player, or no, they're that
Fellow enemy.
enemy.
Yeah.
Sole purpose to defeat them. All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
grew the day they entered the game, entered your kingdom. I don't even know if that's right.
You're right for the most part.
Look at me. Look at that. What?
But no, I look forward to the Hyrule Warriors version of that game, especially because there are some intimidating enemies in that game. I could send you it. I don't think it's worth looking at that level. Phil, have you watched the trailer for it?
Yes, I have actually.
Yeah.
And I do, for as far as I did get in Breath of the Wild, I did, recognize a handful of the characters. But I don't know, I don't know everybody, but it looks like it'll be a fun time.
I mean, there'll be. I hope for Hyrule Warriors that this installment that there's like assist characters, because there's these lab characters that there's these assist characters that give you upgraded weapons and armor and things like that. I hope that they're kind of an assist. That's what I'm kind of looking for within the game. But yep, that's all I have on that. What else? You had wanted to talk a little bit about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, right?
Well, I just wanted to see what you thought of it. Is that something you're looking forward to as well?
As a collector, as an early collector, it's that's a kind of a must-have for me. Unfortunately,
right, definitely.
Having the 3 games and having that up on a shelf and being like,
yeah. Do you find it odd that Mario Galaxy 2 was left off the collection?
I find that a little bit odd. Then I can understand a little bit because I assumed that it's that game is like a $50 to $60 game. So
Yeah,
and
it is. It is.
and they would have to change it to I would assume that it would cost them a little bit more to have that fourth game. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems a little weird that it's being left off. At the same time, I didn't really much care for Mario Galaxy 2 in the sense that it felt like a level pack to Super Mario Galaxy and not really a fleshed out experience. It did kind of feel at times like a cash grab. And I never bothered to finish it, so I can, I'm still gonna pick it up. And maybe now I'll finally get to play Super Mario 64, which dirty little secret of mine. I've never played it.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
You've never played Super Mario 64?
No.
Hey,
I might even have played that. How old is that? I might even have played that.
Actually, to be remotely honest, I'm one of those people who I actually started playing it about 4 years ago. So I
How
know
old
that
is
it's
it?
1996, so like 25 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, I might have.
I only
See,
I only
I just haven't had time. So,
I might have played it in 1996.
well, I never had a Nintendo 64. That's my excuse.
See, my niece and nephew were younger then, and they played. And then my kids were born later, and I think they still had that gaming system at my mom's house. So, at least I've heard of Mario. I, and there's a chance, there's a small chance, but still a chance I might have actually played one of those games.
I I had a choice. I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to make a choice between playing Super Mario 64 or Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I picked Ocarina of Time, which um, I regret nothing out of that decision.
Oh,
I mean, if those were your choices, it sounds like you couldn't really go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I finally got named the nerd because uh, people forever called me a nerd because I said Stone Temple Pilots were boss in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, so,
well,
that's where that comes from.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta play Ocarina of Time one of these days too.
I've never even heard of that one.
For that one, I have no excuse because I have the 3DS remake of that one.
Yeah,
and Majora's Mask.
I had the hardest time playing Majora's Mask, though. Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, no problem, but Majora's Mask, not so much. I don't know why. Maybe it's the time skip thing, but
Yeah, I hear a lot of people have a hard time getting their heads around that one.
I feel it's like just me because I didn't have a hard time with Xenoblade Chronicles or having a time skip within Ocarina of Time, going back present Kid Link to Adult Link. I don't know. Or the comparison is watching Groundhog Day, but, but
yeah,
I don't know.
that fits based on what I've heard of it.
So
Hmm.
let's see. But yeah, I look forward to having Super Mario 3D All Stars, even though that is going to be marketing confusion because there is Super Mario 3D World.
Yes, and that's fortunately not coming till next year, which I'm also planning to pick up when it comes out. I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know if Nintendo is doing any time limited shenanigans with that one, but
I don't know. It's. I mean, Jim Sterling said that it was kind of a scarcity tactic, though.
oh, I'm sure it definitely is.
It is.
But what's going to happen is Nintendo's, the price on the physical copies of this is going to skyrocket, and Nintendo's not going to get any of that cash because it's all going to be on the secondary markets, and we all know Nintendo doesn't like other people making money off Nintendo products.
I've seen that from time to time.
I'm just not sure what their plan, what their end game with that is. So,
Unfortunately, yeah.
is it the kind of thing that they're going to quietly re-release about maybe this time next year?
I kind of just wish that like Super Mario Maker 2 got some more updates because from a
Why would you need
development
updates when you can
standpoint,
just get? Why would you need updates when you can just get Super Mario Maker 3 when it comes out?
I mean that's another 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the next version of the Switch, whenever that comes out.
I mean, I don't know if that may or may not happen. I'm not sure if it will or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a lot of space within the Mario ROM hack community. I don't think I've talked about that a whole lot on here, but
No, I don't think you have. I mean, we joke about Super Mario Kaizo from time to time, but that's hardly a discussion of Mario ROM hacks.
I mean, and when I talk about ROM hacks, I mean more of like the 2D version. Like there is a pretty big community for what's it called? Super Mario World for the SNES. There's people within that community that build ROM hacks, like stuff that maybe like an expert would play, like say Hyper 6 or let me think, Jump or something called Jump Half, or that has that doesn't that isn't brand name to Nintendo. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling there. Then you wanted to talk a little bit about Days Gone.
Yes,
and that doesn't necessarily mean the last 6 months.
I mean, those days are gone and we're not getting them back. But
yeah.
No, when I say days gone, I mean the the other PS4 zombie game that came out, zombie apocalypse game that came out actually last year, and kind of lives in the shadow of The Last of Us. And I've actually been spending quite a bit of time with Days Gone, and I'm actually enjoying it more than I enjoyed The Last of Us. And I think this goes back to the made me think of the discussion that we had at the top of this episode about trying to find happiness, and I think that's why I didn't really care for parts of The Last of Us Part 2, especially, and why I'm kind of into Days Gone, and I enjoyed the first Last of Us. For as bleak as those worlds can be and are, and as dangerous, they center on characters who are still, trying to find the light that's still in the world. This is especially evident in Days Gone. For as dark and it can be, you have characters that are in their own way, they're searching for the light, that keeps them going from day to day. And that's especially poignant in these current times that we have right now, trying to find the light, find the spark that's going to keep us going from day to day here until this thing is over and we all emerge on the other side, without having to think, oh, did I bring my mask today, kind of thing. So
Yeah, I mean, when you look at The Last of Us and then you look at Days Gone, what do you think about those titles? Days Gone sounds a little less bleaker than The Last of Us, doesn't
Mhm.
it? So it's more in chronological order. So of course, it's less bleak. But
yeah, and and
I'm not helping the
yeah,
situation at all.
and with The Last of Us, especially with Part 2, and when you're playing Ellie's story, her character was on just such a dark path. I wanted it to be over. I didn't want anything to do with her story. Just kind of wanted to shake her and like, girl, what are you doing? And then, when the story switched over to Abby, I think, she, for all the darkness in her character, and leaving aside what others on the internet have said about her, she struck me as, she is a character who's trying to, in her own way, to find some light in this world. I don't necessarily agree with some of her choices, but again, there's characters trying to find some light, doing what she thinks is best. Leaving aside, leaving aside a first act spoiler for Last of Us Part 2, but yeah, I think that's why I want to see more, if there is a Last of Us, side story or even a Part 3, I wouldn't mind returning to Abby's story. Again, the internet probably considers that a hot take, but it's how I feel.
I mean, I will take your word on it. Being
I'm guessing you haven't played either one of those, Ian, is that right?
I have not. But I am an outsider among us.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm getting at. I mean, to change the subject, I've seen this kind of indie game that, just like Hyrule Warriors, the new installment, it's called Among Us, where you're captaining, you're part of you have crew members, and then there's a couple imposters. And then you have to find out if you're an imposter, you have to do your best to try and kill the crewmates. And if you're a crew member, you have to try to stay alive.
Okay. Now, is this all, played with other players, or are there occasionally bots involved, or?
Usually not any bots involved.
Okay.
The ones that I've seen, no bots. It's usually played with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to find out, who's the
Who are the imposters?
who are the
Who are trying to kill
imposters,
us?
and try and eject them out
Mm-hmm.
because they're killing crew members. And
You
the
just look for the ones that aren't. Can you just look for the ones that aren't wearing masks?
Yeah, I mean, that's not how it works, but yes. No, Among Us is like a 2D game that
Mm-hmm.
is where the characters look a lot like what's it called? Fall Guys that we talked about earlier. They look similar
Okay.
to that. And so you'll just walk around trying to do tasks and make sure that all the tasks are done.
That sounds like my life. I don't know anything about what you guys are talking about in games. Of course, you know that. But I just want to say, going back to what Phil said, I give you a lot of credit for saying that, Phil. Because someone who doesn't know a lot about video games, sometimes it seems like just on the outside that people are just finding an escape and a way to be destructive and, let out maybe some aggressions. But it's really, to me, really, it meant a lot to hear you say that even in that kind of situation, you tend to gravitate toward the ones that have a better outlook and are trying to do better things. That said a lot to me, and I just wanted to acknowledge that and give you credit for saying that.
No, thank you.
I liked that. I liked hearing that.
Yeah, and I'm, I recognize, that's, some exceptions, but those tend to be the kind of stories I just gravitate to, as a whole, and that's, they're, cursing the darkness only gets you so far, and the change really comes when you start to light a candle.
That was good. That was good, Phil. You get my honorable mention moment today for that. Because I wholly agree with you that you just have to, no matter what, just have to keep going and have to keep trying. And it's nice to hear that other people are not just giving in to the wanton destruction and whatever, that you really, that it's even better playing the video games when you got some kind of hope and you're working towards something.
Yeah,
So,
because it's closer to real life. It has that connection in that. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm too tired to give Phil praise, but yes, thank you.
And it's just kind of my, it's for me, it's just kind of the way of, I'm, my kind of way of, I can't push back against all the darkness in the world right now, but, I don't have to let it consume me, and I don't have to let it consume those that I'm close with. So that's my way of doing that.
nice. You're either contributing or you're taking away. That's the way I look at things. So it's good to see that you're contributing. But, it's all you can do. Just try to keep heading in the right direction and doing the right thing. And that was more deep than just your video game theory, so I'll stop there. But I do give you credit for talking about that. Now back to your games, boys.
No, I have a little bit of a feel-good story.
All right.
We need those, Ian, so go ahead.
But it has it has a little bit of a, it is a little bit sad that it, the first part, but it's a good story. So the other day, I was trying to give somebody money through an app called Venmo. And basically, it told me that I needed to self-identify. So I self-identified on the app, and it couldn't verify my identity. So of course, I knew I needed to call customer service. So when do I have time to call customer service, Kathy?
Midnight? I don't know. Maybe? No. Never?
I don't have time right now.
Yeah.
No. So out of the blue, someone else decided he had the same problem. He decided that person had the same problem, and so he had time. I keep saying he, but I want to take out gender in this case. This person decided to call customer service and was able to single-handedly change the Venmo app so that people can identify themselves. And apparently this was kind of a minor bug.
Wow.
So I just want to give thanks to a guy named whose last name is Lembrecht. He's kind of a kind of a friend of mine, an affiliate of mine, and yeah, he single-handedly went to customer service and had them to change the app so that people can actually use it. And when does that? And when does it? Hey, what is it, Phil? Do you ever hear that in IT? You see a problem and then they're able to fix it within a day.
Nah, it doesn't usually happen that way.
It doesn't happen unless
I mean,
that company, unless it affects their bottom line, right?
right.
Yeah.
Although I will
Yeah.
say, in the position I am in my company, I've certainly taken calls from users who, I take a fresh look at their problem that may have been lingering for a while, for a couple of days, for whatever reason, and then I'm able to get it resolved on the call with them. So
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of changes coming in now too, and I don't know if it's just there's so many more people using these long distance measures to get things done that didn't before, but I noticed frequently now we see things coming out that saying, oh, we've changed this and there's a new process for this and we have a way for people to do this. Not in one day, mind you, but I do see a reaction to just the way business is changing right now.
I mean,
So,
yeah, it's like we've changed our terms of service.
well, I actually
Everywhere.
have seen things, new processes come out that have been given to people like, oh, you didn't have a way to do this before, but now the fact that you can't do it in person and it's harder to take care of things, that I do see processes coming available to get things done. Not in a day, so I give your friend credit where credit's due. But I don't know if you've noticed that, Phil, if you know what I'm referring to.
not terribly. I would presume, are these customer focused changes you're talking about?
Yeah,
Or?
and you're talking about internal, right? Because
Yeah, I'm talking about internal
Yeah.
processes,
Yeah.
working with our company staff.
yeah, because everybody knows Phil and I work for the same company now, right? Yeah, yeah.
I'm keeping my lips sealed. I
Mhm.
can't. It's like, hey, I can't mask the truth on that one.
Yeah. Yes, different sides of that coin that we're seeing, but I am seeing new processes come forward to kind of deal with the situations that we're in now. So, but a customer hold wait can be incredible at this point. You know, just, I don't know how your friend hung in there to actually speak to someone.
I mean, he is persistent. He is persistent like me when he has time. I keep saying he, but I want to be gender neutral on that. Ah,
I think it's too late.
I know.
I
Ah,
think we're too late for that now.
yeah, I want to be neutral. Yeah.
Switzerland.
Pisses me off. I'm sorry with my own mistakes. But yeah, it's a good feel-good story. And if anybody uses the Venmo app, please give us money.
That was a nice time.
You can, yes. Hey, you can find me at ...
I still haven't used that yet. I still haven't used the Zelle or the Venmo or anything yet. I was going to before this whole thing happened, and I just still haven't done it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not probably going to use it. Hey, I have other measures to pay people money, like handing them money, but I don't have a lot of people.
Funny that people don't want to touch a lot of things these days, but if you know your hand of cash, they'll certainly touch that. I remember back, a few months ago, people were wiping down their groceries and stuff, and I'm not, to each their own. I never did that, but most people will take cash if you hand them to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Not coins, though. Apparently, we can't touch coins. Although
Apparently, there's a coin shortage right now.
That situation is improving, though. It's just gotten a little bit better in the last couple weeks, actually. I don't know if they're just catching up at the Federal Reserve, but they are shipping out more coins just recently. So.
I mean, yeah, your change is in the mail.
Your change is.
We're not going.
We're not going near the post office right now.
No, we don't have enough time. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, the post office. That's leave it lie. Leave it. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole. Yeah. Yep. Signed, sealed, delivered. That is gone. Never coming back. I mean, not never coming back. Maybe another episode. Yes.
The topic.
The topic. Yeah. But yeah. What else? Yeah. So I think there's only like one more thing that I wanted to point out. There's I won't say the name of the person who I'm wanting to promote on here, but
it's going to be awfully hard to promote them.
I was just thinking that same thing, Phil. This is going to be tricky, but go ahead.
There's this. I was talking about a little bit about a ROM hack called Hyper 6. There's this one. I'll put it in the description when I have a chance and link it to her Twitch. But she is a Twitch streamer that plays rearranged Mario ROM hacks. One of them being Hyper 6, and I'd like to promote her on here. She, I've been watching her for a while. She What interests me about her is that she has like the smartest group I've ever dealt with. There's people within that community that have PhDs, master's degrees. Just I went there because she spoke up about her feelings, but then found out her community was could have a really good conversation. I really like that about her. So I'm going to put that in the description, and if you want to see her on Twitch, yeah, go check her out. Seriously. Feel good.
That's all you, Phil. That's all you.
I got nothing on this one.
Well, it sounds like you're interested in, so anybody who, you know what, of course I've never been on Twitch. Is anybody surprised there? No, but, and we happen to have people in this community that have masters, don't we?
No, I'm basically a slave to this podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to go there.
I think I know someone who has a master's degree in this little circle right here. It's like, I don't know who you're talking about, Ian.
Yes, my name is Ian. That's absolutely true.
Ian the well-informed. That should give you a clue as well, right?
But how well
Yeah,
informed
maybe.
is he? Does he know why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch? He might be well informed. But does he know why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I was going to say it's magically delicious, but I
Because-
think that's Lucky Charms.
That's Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Because
I'm learning all these cereal taglines again now that I have a 5-year-old who likes to eat.
Because it has electrolytes.
Because it is.
It's not a plant.
It makes it's what plants thirst. Thank you. Are you here, Dave?
Crave. It's what plants crave, Ian.
Yes, it is. It's what plants crave. Yes.
Plants crave?
It's from Idiocracy.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. That crazy like Gatorade drink.
Rondo.
Rondo.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, of course. But let's end it off a little bit early. Kathy, thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Ian.
We'll see you on SoundCloud, of course. Phil, where can we find you?
Still in my basement, maybe trying to light as many candles as I can.
There you go.
All right, and insert epic matter-of-fact joke here. I'll be. You can find me at ianformed.com, informed with an A, and also probably in Eminem's basement. I don't know today. If you know,
Are you having some of his mom's spaghetti or something?
probably. I don't know right now, but
Or your palms sweaty?
I'm not going to comment anymore. All right. I know what's best for me. But yeah, thank you. And because we're keeping it lighthearted, DFTBA.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Don't mask the truth. If you need a mask, please let me know. Take care.
Take care of each other.
Take care of each other.
Be the light
Virtual
for somebody
hugs.
else. Be a light for somebody who needs one.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Right.